Good morning, and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church in Columbia, South Carolina, where we're part of the ELCA. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. One of the things I really appreciate about the hymnal my congregation uses now is that when you get to the first hymn in the book, it's hymn number 151. You would think it would start at 1, but instead it starts at 151, and the reason is simple. The book considers the Psalms as the first 150 hymns. The book of Psalms was indeed Israel's hymn book, and they continue on now as hymns we continue to sing. We all know the 23rd Psalm, but this week we have been looking at 5 Psalms that everyone should know that aren't the 23rd Psalm, and if you've never paid attention to this one, I hope you will. It's a psalm that probes the depths of who we are, and in some ways leaves me with more questions than answers. But they are the good kind of questions. Psalm 139 is a long psalm, but let's begin by looking at the first 6 verses. O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my thoughts from far away. You search out my path and my lying down, and are accompanied with acquainted with all my ways. Even before a word is on my tongue, O Lord, you know it completely. You hem me in behind and before, and lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is so high that I cannot attain it. At first, these verses give us comfort. What an amazing God who knows me and cares for me so thoroughly, we think. It doesn't matter what I think or what I do, God knows about it. Then the questions begin to come. Do I really want God to know me this well? Are there things about myself that I might rather hide from God? You see, to be fully known is to be completely vulnerable. We may be able to fool ourselves about who we are and puff ourselves all up, but there is and there can be no pretense with God. God knows us through and through. When I was growing up, my father used to tell us kids, I know you better than you know yourself. Well, the truth is, God does. So this is one of the parts of the psalm that can be comforting and assuring, but at times it can also sit a little uneasily. Let's move on to verses 13 through 18. For it was you who formed my inward parts. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works that I know very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. Your eyes beheld my unformed substance. In your book were written all the days that were formed for me, when none of them as yet existed. How weighty to me are your thoughts, O God! How vast is the sum of them! I try to count them. They are more than the sand. I come to the end. I am still with you. God's care for every individual is emphasized, even to the tiniest parts. It always amazes me to see close-up pictures of insects or photos of unusual sea creatures and to ponder the immense imagination of God, that God designed all those parts that work together for life, that even in what seems to us to be ugly, there is great beauty. Each life belongs to God in all things and in all ways. Then it's time for more questions. Verse 17 says, How weighty to me are your thoughts, O God! How vast is the sum of them! We know that God is far above us, that God's ways are far beyond our ways and understandings. Let me give you a brief comparison that I find amusing. It is often said that God is as far above you as you are above your dog. I think about my dog who lives in our yard and how he must just be amazed at how we come out with food, and he doesn't know how we got it. And I can walk over to the wall and get water to come out of it. He can't do any of that and doesn't understand. Well, it's a poor comparison, but he can't comprehend me, just like I can't grasp God. I think it is a gift that God presents God's self in mystery and wonder and invites us into questioning and pondering who God is. Being able to do that is so much richer for us than having all the answers. Our lives derive from God, belong to God, and find their true purpose in God. You know, St. Paul may have been thinking about this when he wrote that part in Romans about nothing being able to separate us from the love of God in Christ Jesus. When we are wholly living in God's way, when we belong to God, there is no fear. We are searched and known in love. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.